everybody. We're going now. So, hold on a second. So we'll just start getting preliminary name, spelling, title, that kind of thing. Go ahead.
Okay. So I am Detective Crystal Beck. I am the Public Information Officer for the Brigham City Police Department, and this is a follow-up media release for the suspicious human remains that were located yesterday. So the medical examiner's office completed the autopsy this morning, and our detective sergeant was down there and another detective were down there for that. Unfortunately, we are unable to determine approximate age, race, or ethnicity. It was a whole body. There are no missing parts of the body, and it was in a black garbage bag. We were also unable to determine gender. I will say that the victim has long hair that was held back with a hair tie and was wearing female clothing. The victim was in a black hoodie. The victim also had a distinctive mark that we will hopefully be releasing to the media by tomorrow. Currently, we do not have any missing persons in Brigham City, and we are still encouraging the public to contact our tip line. Questions?
Let's go over the case. For anyone who's watching right now, is just getting wind of this and needs a refresher of what's been happening up here. Walk us through how you even got to this point.
So yesterday about 2 p.m., that would be April 2nd, Union Pacific workers were in the area and located a black garbage bag. They were picking up trash, cleaning up the area that they do before they go home every night. Noticed the bag, thought it was heavy when they picked it up, and when they saw hair and bones inside the bag, and so they contacted our 911 dispatch center, and both Box Elder County Sheriff's Office responded and Brigham City Police Department responded.
Was it close to the tracks? Was it off in a ditch? Explain the proximity to the actual train tracks itself.
It was probably 20 to 30 feet south of the train tracks and only about 10 to 15 feet off of the road that we call Reeder Lane, which is 2600 west.
So is it possible it could have fallen off of a train, or is this like it could have been driven to the area?
We don't have that information right now. We're looking into every aspect that we have. We're definitely not ruling anything out right now either.
If it was a whole body, why was it impossible to determine which gender?
It is in a fairly high state of decomposition, so it's just there's not much left of the whole body, but all body parts are there.
Can you say more about what the distinctive mark was? Is it a tattoo?
I haven't seen it yet. Like I said, the detective sergeant is the one who went down to the autopsy. It is his case, so we're going to get probably an artist rendition of it, and then we'll get that out.
Anything that can tell you how the person died? Any kind of blunt force trauma? Any markings from a weapon? Anything to tell you how this person died?
Unfortunately, we don't have that right now. The Office of the Medical Examiner did share their pictures with us, and like I said, the sergeant was down there. So as soon as we're able to release that, I'll definitely get it out to everyone.
Was the individual bound in the bag?
I didn't get any mention of that, so I can't say if they were bound or not.
Do you know for how long they remains?
It's been between anywhere from a month to years that I don't know if they were discarded here that long or if they've just been in the bag that long, but just
Like how many years?
I can't estimate that. I mean, a month to years is still pretty broad.
Sorry. Can you talk about how often they go through the area to check and sweep the area to clean it up? So is it daily they go through? Could somebody have done it within a day?
We did talk to Union Pacific this morning, and there is a rail worker who checks this area. I believe they said weekly, but the crew that was out here working, they're just making sure that they're not leaving their own garbage. They're making sure that they're not leaving nails all over the place, or, making sure that their railroad area is kept clean.
So when was the last time somebody checked the area to when the body was discovered? What was that time frame? Do you know?
I know that they had crews out here within the last month, but they were doing other things with the railroad. They were dropping off railroad ties and stuff. They weren't actually working here yet.
Any surveillance in the area that is going to be able to help you pin down and put this here?
We haven't found any yet, and that's one reason why we're reaching out to the media and making sure this reaches as many people as possible, so that if people are like, we had one today that called in and said that he had dash cam, and so he has provided that. So even if somebody just drove through the area and thinks that they may have seen something, if they have any dash cam or pictures, a lot of people like to come out here to look at birds because the bird refuge is so close. And so if anyone's been out in this area, we would definitely love to see their footage, or at least get their pictures that they have taken.
We were told by someone who lives nearby that this train only goes a short distance back and forth. Do you know that for sure, or how far?
I don't know Union Pacific's routes and things like that. It's very possible, but I also know that the depot in Brigham, the train, houses a lot. So I don't know which one goes where.
Can you tell us anything about the clothing, the color, the type of clothing? Was it a sweater? Were they jeans? Anything?
All I have right now is a black hoodie, and it was female. So there was no distinctive mark that they could see. So I'm sure that the detective sergeant is going to go through all of those pictures closely and see if there's anything he's missing.
There's no confirmation yet that it's a woman, just that it have a female clothes.
Yeah, and long hair with a hair tie, but it's not always 100% guarantee that it would be female.
Any pants, jeans, cargo pants, sweats? Anything?
The detective sergeant didn't give me that, so if I do have an update, I'll send it out through my media distribution, and you guys will have it as soon as possible.
The chief said you were talking with Utah SIAC yesterday. I know you said there's no missing persons cases here in Brigham City necessarily, but are there any you're looking at right now, maybe in the broader area?
We're definitely taking in account that this person may not be from Box Elder County. So we are looking at all missing persons, both state and nationwide, with SIAC, and SIAC is looking deep into that.
Crystal, how long have you been an officer?
I have been an officer in Box Elder County for 10 years.
How have you lived? This is your community?
I worked 5 years with Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, and then I've done about 5 years with Brigham City.
What's this like for a community like this? Corinne's a small little town, having this in their backyard. Both
Brigham City and Corinne, I mean, we definitely here in Box Elder County have had traumatic incidences that have happened, but I think even in Salt Lake, these things happen and it's still a shock. It's still close to home, and it's still something that we're not expecting.
You know, we were kind of just talking before, and we've covered stories where there's bodies as well, but in a plastic bag. Does that throw things off for you guys?
Absolutely. I worked as an investigator for the medical examiner's office for quite some time, and not once have I ever in 10 years came across a body in a bag.
What does that say about, like, is this kind of scary, I guess, a little bit? It's like somebody took the time, had a body in a bag, they put it here maybe, more hard to say, but still, it's a body in a bag. It's not somebody that was a transient, maybe.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely somebody's loved one, and to have them discarded like this is just unfathomable for me. I can't imagine taking someone that I cared deeply about and putting them in a bag.
Does that make you guys want to, like, really work harder for this kind of thing?
Um,
You work hard on all cases. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, we do work hard on all cases, but it definitely brings a sense of urgency to it because this is somebody's loved one. This is someone's family member who they don't have closure for. They have no idea where this person might be. And I think that everyone deserves to know what happened. So Sergeant Sapino and all of us detectives are going to work as hard as possible to bring their loved one home to them.
In what part of the body the remains have the distinctive mark that you said?
It was on one of the arms. So hopefully someone knowing that there's a distinctive mark on one of the arms, that they'll be able to be like, it'll jog their memory and bring something up.
Scar or?
I'm not sure yet. Okay. I'll make sure that everyone gets the artist's rendition of it.
What happens next in your investigation?
Well, it keeps moving forward. Unfortunately, right now we don't have a suspect. We don't have a name for our victim. So we're going to look at every investigative tool we have. We work so closely in Box Elder County with our fellow law enforcement officers that we've got Box Elder County looking at some things. We've got everybody here looking at some things. I mean, our search and rescue came out last night, or Box Elder County search and rescue came out last night, gave us a command post. We had Weber County, both their CSI and their search and rescue cadaver dogs out here. So we're just really lucky that we are able to reach out to people that don't even work in our county, and they don't hesitate to even come out and help, or even just offer suggestions.
And given the fact that there's no suspect at this point, is there any reason for the people that live nearby and the greater community here to be concerned?
We don't think that there's any threat to the public. I think that this was more of just a convenient place that they thought was more secluded than it is, to dispose of the remains.
My last question for you, if there is somebody who does have some information that might be afraid to come forward but wants to come forward, how do they do that?
So there's a tip line. The Brigham City Corporation website has a tip line. There is a tip line on the Brigham City Police Department page that they can come forward on without leaving much personal information. We would obviously like to talk to someone. If someone would like to reach out and to have it anonymous, I'm Detective Beck. They can text me. All of you guys have my cell number. So that it can be a text message. If they're just like, hey, I saw this in the area, I need it looked at, but I don't want to be involved, then they can reach out that way.
They can be anonymous.
But
they can reach out to you guys and be anonymous.
yes.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate your time.
I don't know whose mic is whose, so.
Okay.